The movie begins by showing Woody the woodpecker flirting with his pizza until some campers came disturbing his moment. As he went to check it out, he saw a guy live streaming and felt uncomfortable about it. Woody began chewing through the generators, causing chaos in their camp. The forest director wasn't comfortable about this. As a punishment, he was sent out of the forest until he learns how to cooperate with others. After crossing the road, he spotted a signboard that dedicates to teamwork, just the right solution he needs that moment. He flew to their camp and met Maggie. Maggie tells him this is a STEAM camp, but all Woody is interested in is getting a team player badge, which is his ticket to go back to the forest. When Maggie brought him to the lunchroom, he felt overjoyed and announced the buffet being closed. Maggie's mom quickly came in and asked Maggie to do away with him in order to avoid fines by the inspector. Just about to go, Woody packaged lots of food in a hand roller and sat at the Hoo Ross area. Maggie tries to warn him but tripped along the line. Eventually, their director named Zane had just arrived. Maggie's mom came into the scene. Zane and Angie are cousins but have been rivals for ages. Zane reminds them their forefathers divided the camp and the rules shouldn't be broken. After the tough speech, they all left. Meanwhile, a jailbird was watching them from a spot and targeted Zane. Not long after, the inspector showed up. Angie then gave Maggie sign to get rid of the bird. Maggie then tells Woody the inspector has the power to shut their camp down if much damage is seen. Maggie explains in details to Woody how Woohoo and Hoorah got divided, but share one important relative, named Obadiah Mallard. History says he bought a land, and when his sons came to support him, he had died. Both sons disagree on what to do with the land. So, they split it into two camps. Because of that, they created the Wilderness Games. But the Hoo Ross always win. After hearing this, Woody got pissed and held a flare gun. Maggie then tells him the gun is for sending signal to the team if a member is in trouble. Having hopped on an extinguisher, he found his way into the rec room, a special name for their room. Maggie had to introduce her teammates to Woody. While keeping the trophies clean, Buzzard presented himself to Zane as his new chef. He began to manipulate Zane on taking the other part of the land all to himself. Zane mentioning something crazy had to happen before she shut down her team. Made Buzzard to order boxes filled with evil gadgets, tricking Zane to sign them. At the other hand, Angie badge in, demanding for Woody. Woody explains he needs one team badge so he can leave, but Angie refused and told him he has to earn it. Angie persuades the team to participate in the Wilderness Games for her to buy time to fix all damage, to avoid shutdown of their camp. Their training had begun. While mentoring the team, Woody threw a tire to Buzz, sabotaging his plan without realizing. Plan B, when Woody tries to give Mikey a push, he brought the wood down, causing Buzzard's magnet to change direction. Buzzard felt defeated again and noticed a woodpecker in their midst. Once Woody took them to practice for the lake race, he casted his line but caught a boot instead of a fish. He then casted it further, causing it to get stuck on Buzz's beak. As he tries to retrieve his hook, Buzz fell into his own traps. This time Woody spotted him as he came out. Not long after, the team showed Woody their fortress to create confusion for the other team in the game of Capture the Flag. Everyone used their talents to create this, but Maggie doesn't seem sure of hers yet. When heading to the buffet, Buzz gave Woody a sign to follow him, which he did. He then led Woody into the rec room. Buzz had change of plans to use Woody as his destructive machine to put Angie out of business. When Angie and the inspector came in, they were speechless, but Woody tries to explain he was framed, but no one believed him. As the inspector was about to announce Angie's camp shutdown, Woody interrupted, saying they have to beat the Hoo Ross in the Wilderness Game to keep their camp from shutting down, and persuades the inspector to be the judge. The Hoo Ross agreed, making Buzz unhappy. All Buzz wants is to remove the Woo-Hoo out of the picture, to search for the gold under the land without interference. The game had begun. In the lake race, the Woo-Hoo paddled backwards, which is an advantage for the Hoo Ross to win. The next round, the Hoo Ross beat them in hand racing. Another round. Without delay, they won again. The team felt hopeless, making Woody more pissed at them and grabbed JJ's goggles. Maggie had to encourage JJ, the game goddess, to see the challenge as a game. Having heard this, she won the challenge like a champ, leaving everyone amazed. In joy, they had food fight, including Angie. The next challenge, Maggie inspired Orson to use his brain. Because he's someone that strongly believe everything is math. 30 minutes gone, he was still on it, making him break the Hoo Ross record. The science guy's turn. He wrapped the potato in a wadding to make it go further, making the Woo-Hoo gain up on the Hoo Ross score. Buzz wasn't comfortable with the Woo-Hoo's victory, causing him interfere in Mikey's wall climbing. The team had to cheer him up by the sound he made while climbing. In another challenge, Rose didn't have the courage to read her story to people, but Maggie, as usual, gave her some pep talk that gave Rose confidence to read out loud. Everyone was terrified, making them win the scary story challenge. To celebrate, Angie brought pizza for the team, which attracted Woody the more. When the team huddled, Woody felt left out. Maggie noticed Woody's mood. Woody felt no one cares about him and wasn't sure he's part of the team anymore, and made an exit. Woody sat on the roof and began to develop feelings for the team not to lose the final challenge. While talking to himself, he spotted Buzz. He snuck in. When heading to the fridge, Woody overheard Buzz's conversation on the phone, saying all he has done and how he will blackmail Zane. As Buzz ended the call, he had sounds and went to check it out. He found Woody and spanked him like a baseball into the freezer, making his plan much easier. However, the final challenge was about starting. When the team noticed Woody's absence, the team was excited to see their fortress again, but Buzz had destroyed it before they came back. Luckily for Woody, the delivery guy came in and saw a bird shape on the door. As he opened it, he found a frozen pecker. In fear, he went to tell Buzz. As Buzz came in, he tries to stop Woody from telling the others. Meanwhile, the team felt hopeless again. Maggie blames herself for not helping in the game, but the team reminded her she was the one behind their victory and concluded she's their leader. In confidence, they didn't give up. Maggie explains in details how Mikey will distract the two who Ross and Scary Rose from behind will tag them out. Gus sets a tripwire trap to tag them out, while JJ and Orson will wait for the Who Ross to come closer to their fortress wall and tag them out. Back to Woody. As Buzz held him, Woody remembered Maggie telling him the use of the flare gun. When the Woo, who were one step to win the challenge, they saw the signal and ran fast to where it came from. As they badged in, Woody used that chance to set himself free and tied Buzz on the table. Angie and Zane came in. While Woody told them all about Buzz's evil plans and to find the gold, Maggie found a map on Buzz's desk, but the two camps claim they have one too. Woody then dashed to the lodge to get them. As they all put their head to fix the map, Buzz reached out for his remote and set himself free. By then they already know where the gold is, but Buzz heard it all and trapped them in the kitchen and went digging for the gold. The two teams helped Woody to fly out to open the door from the other side. As they ran out, they found Buzz already leaving with the chest. When Woody went to face Buzz, the teams tried to remove the rope from the chest, but unfortunately, Maggie's short got stuck to the chest. But Woody came to her rescue. After saving her, the chest slammed Woody, making him go unconscious. After the incident, Woody felt disappointed in himself as he fails to save the chest. In frustration, he unconsciously pecks the statue, making the team spot the gold. Once Buzz opened the chest, he found rocks in it and knew all his effort finding the gold was in vain. Suddenly, their helicopter crashed. Just then, the team saw writing on the statue. Woody got emotional as he now knows he has an ancestor. The two camps reconciled and lived in harmony and named the camp Camp Woo Hoorah. As promised, Angie gifts Woody his badge, but before he left, he hugged Maggie tightly and wished to see them again next summer. At the end, the police were ready to take Buzz back to jail. Do the honors to press the subscribe and like button to get more global recaps on this channel.